For some, this is a nation of indifferent public services where politicians don't listen and voting is a waste of time. But many more people are choosing to work towards a different kind of society. They want to live in communities that are safer and healthier, where they can have a voice and can influence their quality of life. All over the country, councils are waking up to the noise of people calling for change. Together, people and public bodies are choosing how to make their communities a better place to live. Across the country, local authorities are getting involved in community-led projects by signing up to the government Civic Pioneers network. They're local authorities that share the idea that individuals should be able to engage better with their communities and have a say in the decisions that affect them. These are 3 stories of people running successful projects supported by the Civic Pioneers network. This group of teenagers are taking part in an intensive course in active citizenship. It's designed to complement the subject taught in schools and to inspire the young people to play a greater role within their community.
My name's Michaela Merriford and I'm 15 years old.
I'm Ricky Jarvis and I'm 14.
I'm Becky Lennon, I'm 15. My name's Lindsay Harris and I'm 14 years old.
I'm interested in citizenship because I like to know why the media always bad my views.
I want to get my point across because if we try to have an opinion with teachers or police, then you just argue with us.
So I want to find out why the media always puts us on the front news of the paper but never actually ask our views.
Young people's views aren't considered seriously in society anymore, and that we're always portrayed really badly in the press.
Yay.
The course is called Proactive. It's aimed at Year 10 students and is worth the equivalent of half a GCSE.
Well, at school it's sort of like worksheets on religion and stuff, and then we just copy it down, and this is much better.
Yeah, it helps bring the team together. I think you guys make more friends and stuff.
As well as team building, the students learn about local government, crime and justice, democracy and the media. It's the brainchild of Debbie Austin.
It's something that I genuinely believe in. I believe that citizenship, good active citizenship education for young people is the way forward. It's the way to repairing a lot of the problems in society, and that I genuinely want to be part of that process.
Debbie's passion comes from personal experience. 7 years ago, she needed to know how to work within the system when a case of medical negligence caused the death of her daughter.
What I didn't want was somebody to be blamed, but what I did want was somebody to take responsibility. So for me, the process of learning about the law, learning about the medical side of what happened, of learning about the government policies, procedures and structures was a really important healing process. That process has inspired me to help other young people to understand education, to understand the systems, to understand the policies, that if they understand that even a system is there to support them, then they can achieve their objectives.
Debbie turned her passion into reality. She quit her job as a marketing manager and set up her own not-for-profit company.
I set up Proactive to make a difference, and as long as it continues to be able to fund the work that it needs to do with young people and to pay me enough money to live, then I'm absolutely fine for that to continue. I'm very happy with it being a social enterprise company. It's a good way for it to be.
Citizenship was introduced to the school curriculum in 2002, but its implementation has not been smooth. Even today, there's no clear strategy for delivering the subject, so results across the country differ wildly.
It must be very, very difficult for active citizenship to be in the mainstream education system because it involves getting out there, it involves doing things, it involves wider communities, and teachers have very limited resources.
Proactive's approach is to take the young people out of the classroom and into the environment where citizenship matters, the community.
I think it's great coming here because you get the truth from them.
You learn what illnesses people have to go through and that to come here, and you know how uncomfortable it is for some old people, and you realise what you're doing on the streets ain't that fair because of old people and people with illnesses around.
At each stage of the course, the young people learn something new about their community and the way their city is run. A tour of the Plymouth Evening Herald gives them a chance to find out why local teenagers are given such a bad press.
One of the things you already touched on, that bad news sells. That we're not, if you do okay in your GCSEs, I'm not really that interested in that.
A couple of weeks ago out south way, like me and a couple of my mates stopped a woman from getting mugged and beaten up by this bloke.
Yeah.
Now, if that was put in the paper, then someone would like to read about that, surely.
Okay, you wait around at the end, mate, and I'll have a chat with you about that, because that's exactly the sort of story that we do want to know about.
Obviously, they're trying to sell papers, and all the bad stories are going to sell papers. So we've kind of understood their side of the story as well.
The young people's need for a more positive representation led Debbie to ask the paper to donate a page a week to the young people and their views. It's called the Idiom Project.
For the last 5 months, Idiom has been going out every single Saturday, has been receiving incredibly good press, and is hopefully up for a lottery bid to actually continue the work forward.
Now the young people have addressed how they're represented in the media, it's their turn to face an institution that gets a bad press from young people, the police.
Okay. I'll walk him up. Say hello to him, you put your hands down to him, go on me. Just show that... Hello, mate. He's such a special dog.
For some, it's the first time they've spoken to a police officer in a non-confrontational environment.
Most of these kids would have only ever had really negative experiences with police officers before now, but all those barriers are now broken down just because of introducing a 15, 16-week-old puppy. It's important for there to be a two-way dialogue between young people and the local police who are actually working in their areas, and for those to be able to sit down and actually explore some of the issues that are affecting both the young people and the police community support officers.
You don't have a clue. And it made me understand that they're not always the bad people, like, they have to do what they do, because if they get a phone call out, it's their duty to come and do it.
Come on, guys.
Last year, Debbie and Plymouth City Council applied for funding through the Civic Pioneers network. Grants like this and the government's civil renewal agenda have kept the course up and running. To give the young people an insight into the workings of local government, they go to meet a city councillor and are given the chance to ask him questions.
There's toilets, yeah. You always got to pay to go in the toilets, yeah. If you ain't got no money, you can't exactly keep it in. It's not healthy, is it?
What we're hoping to do by making a charge is to be able to have more attendance to keep the toilets a lot cleaner. The young people are very insistent on getting direct answers, and I like that. I like the fact that they feel empowered to do that.
Despite having to field some unusual questions, Councillor Evans has no doubts about the value of the course.
I think it's a very powerful mixture of real information, but also a really important experience. And I think it's probably the best way I've seen of delivering citizenship.
What I hope that will come of it is that at some point those young people will have an inspiration, they will have an idea of something that will make a real difference to their community.
Because if she's doing that, you want to be as far
Ultimately, the success of the course can only be measured by the young people themselves.
I found the course very interesting. I've had a good laugh and that with my mates and that, and we found out a lot more than what we would in any citizenship lesson.
It's actually first-hand, to experience it all, it's been brilliant.
I'd recommend it to anyone else who's been offered this great opportunity.
We got to see all sorts of things that people wouldn't normally see at our age, and we got to have a say to all the government and stuff about what we wanted.
It's been alright. I like that. I've learned about how newspapers get printed, things like that. Police, 5-0, you know, everything really, so it's been alright.
All over the country, people like Debbie are making a difference to their communities by engaging young people. Bridging the generation gap between young and old is essential for community cohesion.